Luncheon. Hello, hello, how you doing? Hey, Dana's here, how you doing? We got J.E. Dunn here, everybody. So many great performances. Hello and welcome, guys, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Well, so many different people. Hello, welcome, how you doing? What's up? My name's AY, nice to meet you guys. Welcome to the ArtsKC Luncheon. It's gonna be great, guys, hello. It's gonna be popping. So many performances today, guys. Just want to say hey to all of you. What's up? Say hey to the world. This is my day. How you doing? St. Luke's is here. What's up? Trying to see everybody that's here. Commerce Bank. How you doing? What's up? Park is here. Hi guys. Looking good, ladies. Hello. Welcome, guys, to your party. What's up? Nico, guys. How you doing? Hello. Welcome, Kansas City. Who's ready to see some performance? What's up, guys? What's up? We got good food. A really incredible lineup today, guys. It's going to be beautiful. Kansas City arts coming together. All kinds of people. What's up, guys? My name's AY with the Battery Tour. We're good to be rocking with you guys, kicking it off. How you doing, man? People looking good today, guys. Hey. Hello and welcome. ArtsKC 20th anniversary, so I say hey, way to the world, this is my day. Something like BK out in my way, this is my time, I'ma shine, hey, so I say hey. Hello, Obank, how you doing? Find a seat, guys, there's good food, friends all around. What's up, man, how you doing? Get your dance on, girl. What's up? Be cool if anybody dances with me. That's cool. Yeah. We got an amazing schedule today, guys. Welcome to the ArtsKC Luncheon, guys. It's the 20th anniversary. We got Calvin Arsenia here today, guys. We got so many other great, talented bands and acts. My name's AY. What's up? So I say hey, way to the world, this is my day. What's up, guys? Hello. Welcome. I'm a shine, so I say hey, way to the world, this is my day. Something like a radio, and I'm a play. To all my niggas, good night, good night, good night. I say hey, way to the world. You guys are awesome, man. This is going to be incredible. I hope you guys have a great experience today. You live life. So many great people. My name's AY with the Battery Tour. Yeah, what's up? Hello. You can wave. Welcome. Say hey, hey, hey. Say hey, hey. Be yourself, y'all. Say hey, hey, hey. Hello. Say hey, hey. Say hey. Good morning, guys. Say hey, say hey. Welcome to your event today, guys, the ArtsKC 20th anniversary.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ArtsKC Awards Luncheon. Please make your way to your table at this time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the Sextet Jazz Ensemble playing La Mona. The Sextet will also be playing all walk-on music today. Please welcome to the stage this year's event co-chairs Nate Orr, partner at Spencer Fane, and Richard Wetzel, partner at Centric.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Before I tell you how thrilled we are to be here, I realized I wore the exact same suit that I'm wearing up here. I only own one suit, don't make fun of me. We're gonna get started here.
I made sure I didn't do that.
Richard and I are super thrilled to co-chair the annual ArtsKC Awards Luncheon, the most interesting and dynamic you're gonna find in KC. AY brought us into this room in style and kicked off our celebration with our first performance. Let's give him a big round of applause. And the Sextet Jazz Ensemble, a talented group that fuses jazz, harmonies, and song structures with global rhythms, was right behind me, and let's give them a big round of applause. And as you guys know, we've got even more performances on tap for today that we know you're going to enjoy.
So this year's luncheon is very special. We're celebrating 20 years of ArtsKC, which was founded in 1999. Can you believe that? 20 years.
So since this year is kind of a big deal, Dana asked Richard and I to really put some elbow grease into asking some of the city's legendary arts supporters and civic leaders to help make this year's luncheon a special success. It was hard work, but Richard and I are very, very talented.
At least one of us is.
And up to the task. Please take a look at the screens for a little sample of what we were up against.
Hi, Nate. How are you and Richard doing?
Yeah, I'm holding.
This is our 20th anniversary. Big opportunity here. You guys have got to get to work.
We gotta go. Hey, listen, Gordon, Richard and I want to thank Jay Dunn so much for helping us support the lunches here.
Yeah, Nate, well, we're happy to do it. You know, the arts are really important to Jay Dunn. In fact, as you can see here, we build some great art, so. Didn't you used to work here?
Hey, I'm gonna try Bezos. I hear he's going through a divorce.
Give us something to talk about.
Yep.
All right, look, let's talk turkey. We love that you guys are donating the coffee to the lunch. It's fantastic, but what we're really wondering is, can we borrow the plane?
Not a chance.
Hi, holding for Warren. Buffett, yes. Nate Orr, he's probably heard of me.
Look, ArtsKC's just delighted with the support that the city provides annually, of course, but what we really need is...
Mayor, could you move your chin up a little bit?
Ooh, and maybe put a shirt on.
Ah, yeah, Russ Welch, please. But where the hell is he? The moon? But when's he gonna be back?
I mean, come on, man, you gotta be able to do something. You've got gobs of art here. Could you just donate a piece to us?
Come on, that's my business. I get things donated to us.
Yeah, but look, you got, what do you got, 1,000 Henry Moores? Give us one.
Well, look, let's do this.
We've been looking all over for you. Downtown, the crossroads.
Yeah, look, we're co-chairing the ArtsKC luncheon. We thought maybe we'd get some money for the bank.
Don't you guys know I'm retired?
Yeah, but if we could...
Seriously, just get the hell out of here.
All right.
I guess we're gonna have to actually go in.
Wow, what are you doing here?
I thought you were the president of the bank.
Hey, we're doing everything we can to cut costs. Someday we might want to sell this place.
And it sounds like you guys pay boatloads of money back to your members, and
I'm a member. I was wondering, I get my money today?
Well, it kind of doesn't work that way.
Gentlemen, we're closing. It's time to go.
Guys, we've talked about this. I'm the board chair. I just don't think there's anything
that's
more
not
that I
true.
can do.
That's not. You have to stop.
Wait a minute.
Richard and Nate are over here, and you're not gonna believe what these jackasses have asked me for. They want
us to provide all of the bubbles for this ArtsKC event.
How many cases?
Like 1,000 people. That's what I said. It sounds better in Italian when you say it that way, but yeah.
Nailed it.
Hey, guys! Richard and I are co-chairing the ArtsKC lunch. We need your help.
Hey, you guys, I'm retired. Go see the guys at Burns and Mac.
Hey, Greg, we gotta go. Hey, you know what? We love the arts at the University of Kansas Health System, but we gotta save some lives.
Okay.
Funding arts, saving lives. Come on, Greg. I thought we had 18 to play today.
Angelo. Trizzolo. I'll call him.
Yeah, go for Angelo.
Nador, hey, listen, Richard and I are co-chairing the ArtsKC lunch this year. Yeah, gonna need some money from you, big guy.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, though. We'll do the video.
I want to say a special thank you to Trizzolo Communications. They donated all of their time and production to put that together. So, also, if you have any special fundraising or debt collection needs of your own, Richard and I are available for hire. And we have a very tastefully done oil painting of the mayor we're willing to part with for the right price.
For the right price.
If you donate it to ArtsKC. Hey, but seriously, we want to thank everybody who was in that video for being such great sports. Thank you guys all. And thanks to everybody in this room today for sponsoring a table. Thank you to you all.
In fact, we're going to take a moment to recognize some of our luncheon's top sponsors. We ask that you please hold your applause until we have completed the list. The featured artist sponsor, Outpost Worldwide, and our platinum sponsors listed on the screens behind us. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City.
Centric.
Community America Credit Union.
Dimdeco.
Harvest.
Shirley and Barnett C. Hellsberg Jr.
The H&R Block Foundation.
J.E. Dunn.
KCP&L.
Polsonelli.
Spencer Fain.
And Wellington, as well as the many other sponsors listed in your program. Thank you to everybody.
So Nate and I, along with ArtsKC, are so grateful for your ongoing support of the arts. We're both passionate about what the arts though of course I'm much more passionate, which is why I raised a lot more money than Nate did.
I wish you'd get a little bit more passionate about facial grooming. Just because it's ArtsKC doesn't mean you have to look like Leonardo da Vinci after a long weekend in Vegas. Seriously. No, but Richard did crush me in the fundraising very badly, I'm sad to say.
It really pains Nate to lose on stage. In case you don't know, though how could you not, let me just say Nate loves the spotlight. I mean, have you ever seen somebody with the hair and the phenomenal bow ties? It's just fun self-promotion.
You don't mean that.
No, I don't really.
I think people love the bow ties and the hair. They do.
The bow tie's not the hair. Okay, go ahead. Okay, enough about this. Let's talk about the person behind the inspirational artwork that you've seen on the scenes behind us. This year, we chose Stephen Proski as the luncheon's featured artist. We think his whimsical, colorful style is just perfect for today's festive 20th celebration.
Stephen has created the hand-sewn tapestries that today's honorees are going to receive. They're on display in the artist reception area just outside the ballroom that you saw. He also created these very cool porcelain cups for your table centerpieces, which, by the way, you can purchase and take home today to support ArtsKC. Just fill out the form on your table and give it to a staff member after the event. So without further ado, I'd like for you to turn your attention back to the screens to learn more about Stephen and the inspiration for his artwork.
I'm an artist who's like adamantly against having assistants do the work for me. If I'm gonna be making the work or putting my name on the work, I wanna be the one doing all of it to make the work. I listen to a lot of music in the studio, but I'm also trying to take into consideration the things that I experience and see as an artist who has seeing problems and integrating that into the work I make. I mean, I've been doing it since I was old enough to hold a pencil in my hand. As much as I can't see, I enjoy looking at it more than anything. And I think that has a lot to do with the content that you're seeing. And I was going through a lot of dark stuff in my life, and I really didn't know how to cope with any of it. So what I decided to do was just cut up a lot of the paintings that I had lying around my house at the time. I sort of noticed how things were flowing together and forming on the floor in these interesting arrangements. And that's when it sort of clicked in me that I needed to sew them together and start making something new out of it. And I think the next step for me with this work is to not entirely abandon painting, but learn new ways of how to work with fibers, techniques of using fibers, and see where that takes my work in the future. In me expressing my own art, I literally see things differently than most people. My artwork is a literal manifestation of that. It's how I interpret the world through my eyes. This whole journey has gotten me to branch out and experience a whole new medium of working. It wasn't even anything I was interested in doing or had ever even thought about doing. And that's the whole process of slip casting and making plaster molds and doing stuff with clay again, which I haven't done since high school. If there's anything that this ArtsKC thing has done for me, my community in Kansas City appreciates the work that I'm doing to some extent and wants me to give back to it.
Art is a compulsive disorder. I don't make work because I want to, I make work because I have to. Being born with a disability, I wasn't given a lot of choices in life, and I'm not really qualified to do much else. The part of my life that was taken away from me, I was able to supplement with art. Being partially blind and colorblind, I literally see things differently than most people. And for me, art is my way of making sense of a world that is constantly blurred and shrouded in darkness. This journey, or whatever you want to call it, has taken me from painting to collage to cutting it all up to sewing into the wonderful and frightening world of ceramics. Taking my practice one step further, I conquered my fear of clay and was somehow able to crank out these 100 centerpieces you see before you today in the last 2 months. Turning dirt into gold and breathing it all in throughout the process, my lungs are shot and my body's exhausted. I'm looking forward to a drink and some much needed sleep. Thank you, ArtsKC, for entrusting me with this project, and more importantly, for my family here today and the artists from Imagine That who came here to support me.
Thanks again, Stephen. Your work is truly unique, and ArtsKC is so glad to have been part of your journey. At this time, I would like to welcome Dana Knapp, President and CEO of ArtsKC, to the stage.
Wow, one more fabulous gathering to celebrate the arts in Kansas City. Welcome. We're happy you're here. We are here today to recognize the community visionaries who played a role in ArtsKC's success. They are artists, philanthropists, business leaders, entrepreneurs, arts educators, and advocates. ArtsKC has been shaped by each of these leaders. They have contributed to our impact over the last 20 years. As we celebrate our past, our common belief remains today. The arts are essential as a foundation to our future. 20 years ago, Shirley Helsberg and Janice Kramer saw the need to form a regional arts council that could bring nonprofit arts organizations, artists, and community leaders together for the benefit of the region. Janice asked Joan Israelite to be our first CEO, a woman who remains a role model to many of us today. This dynamic trio, Janice, Joan, and Shirley, were vital to our early success. These remarkable individuals were accompanied by visionary volunteers, staff, and donors. many of whom remain steadfast advocates of the arts today. From early supporters like David Oliver, Rose Bryant, David Warm, and Jim Heater, each critical to the early efforts for region-wide funding and board leadership. Alan Gray and Harlan Brownlee, the first to realize a regional cultural plan and focus our efforts on arts education. Paul Tyler, a consummate advisor to artists and arts organizations, he diligently distributed more than $5 million toward their advancement. Bob Rainier, Pat McCown, Steve McDowell, Dale Trott, Don Dagenet, all continue to exemplify strong corporate citizenship. Finally, our visionary elected officials and regional advocates, Mayor Kay Barnes, Mayor Sly James, Mike Burke, Mayor Gerlach, Dave Lady, only to name a few. At this time, I would like to recognize all past, current ArtsKC board members, staff, and volunteers, as well as current mayors, elected officials, for all they have done and continue to do for the arts. Please stand so that we can acknowledge your hard work. As President and CEO, I'm deeply grateful for your steadfast support of ArtsKC and our ability to champion the arts over the last 2 decades. Just a moment to look ahead. I see a region where the arts create a culture of innovation, creativity, progress, all ensuring the health and well-being of our global economy, where the arts teach critical thinking, empathy, self-esteem, encouraging every child to learn and set their sights to the future. I see a region where the arts define our city as a cultural destination, attracting tourists, businesses, employees, all advancing our economic success. But most importantly, I see Kansas City, where the arts build healthy, safe, and equitable communities and neighborhoods that celebrate our heritage and our humanity. At ArtsKC, we will advance engagement in the arts by relentlessly building awareness and supporting the capacity of artists, arts organizations, and arts educators to connect with new and diverse individuals, ensuring equitable access and expression for all. At ArtsKC, we will drive investment in the arts by advocating for public and private investment, elevating the voice of the arts, ensuring the inclusion of artists and arts advocates as equal civic partners that always have a chair at the table. In closing, I ask each of you to work with us to accelerate the power of the arts as we collectively strive for social and economic success throughout our community. And now back to the party.
So our next performance features the Horn Quartet from the Kansas City Symphony. Please enjoy their piece, Beale Suite, by James Nagus. Or was that that?
Thank you. In addition to enjoying today's performances, we have 6 special awards to present. ArtsKC and the Luncheon Committee selected today's honorees for the significant roles they have played in advancing the mission of ArtsKC and our regional arts community. As ArtsKC celebrates its 20th anniversary, these honorees stand out for their exceptional leadership.
And so, without further ado, the first award being presented today is the Visionary Award, recognizing Joan Israelite, the first CEO of ArtsKC, who has set the standard for influential arts leadership, including playing a significant role in the capital campaign for the Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts, where Joan works today as a consultant. Let's learn more about Joan now.
Joan Israelite's peers affectionately call her Joan of the Arts and use attributes like lovely, caring, brilliant, credible, and calm to describe her. She became the first CEO of the Arts Council of Metropolitan Kansas City, known today as ArtsKC, and led with integrity as she built relationships with community leaders. As our inaugural CEO, she made sure the arts had a voice in civic conversations, strengthened corporate involvement in the arts, and made it her mission to promote local artists and nonprofit arts organizations. We celebrate Joan for building a solid foundation for ArtsKC and for her ongoing commitment to the arts.
Thank you so much. That was lovely. And I loved that video. How do you follow that? That was terrific. You know, I'm so honored to be recognized today along with Julia Kaufman, Jan Kramer, Shirley Hellsberg, and Henry Block. It is because of the vision and generous support of Jan Kramer and the Greater Kansas City Community Foundation, Julia Kaufman, and the Muriel McBride Kaufman Foundation that the Arts Council of Metropolitan Kansas City, now called ArtsKC, was created. When Shirley Hellsberg agreed to serve as our first chairperson, it gave the Arts Council instant credibility. When Henry Block agreed to chair our business committee for the arts, it said to the business community that the arts were important to business. We're so fortunate to have leaders such as these in Kansas City. I also want to give a shout out to Terry Harmon here, who was at my side for 10 years and whose counsel I relied on quite a bit. I want to thank my son Aaron, my daughter-in-law Michelle, my colleagues at the Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts, and several friends for being here today. Mostly, I would like to thank my husband, excuse me, who's always believed in me more than I believed in myself. And finally, I want to congratulate Dana Knapp and her marvelous board and staff for this magnificent celebration today and for all the wonderful work they do in our metro area to support our vibrant arts community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan. Now, you may have noticed our hype man at the beginning of today's luncheon. AY-MusiK is a versatile performer whose ultimate goal, other than blowing the lid off the joint, is to get music and power to struggling countries. Performing Creep Creep, please welcome AY-MusiK.
Across the world, there's over 1 billion people who don't have access to electricity. The Battery Tour is here to use music as a vehicle, right? Bring people together to raise awareness. We practice sustainability and educate people on that problem and other sustainable problems around the world. We know that our mission is much bigger than the United States. We know that music and dance is a universal language that brings people together, all ages, all races, all demographics, cross-cultural. That's why we know that the Battery Tour will get the world plugged in.
ArtsKC.
How you guys doing? Let's dream. Today we get plugged into each other and the world on this journey. Hey?
As I creep, I can see the distance closing. All my problems feel eroded like I'm floating on an ocean as I creep. Hey, and my dreams are getting closer. I can feel it like emotion on this twirling roller. To be 23 without a care in the world, but a dream you can throw it in the earth.
I've been struggling since I was born. Me, you can dig it up, call it graveyard, bones in the earth, but my past doesn't hurt. I look past, I'm fast on the gas, my passion has latched on to my dreams, hey. And I've been where you never been, and you can't watch me way up, hey. See, you've been where they never been, now you can see the end. And as I creep, I can see the distance closing on. You guys having a good time? Make some noise. Oh, let's come together as a family, as one. We're gonna do it, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, so I say,
Hey, come on, dream with me. Hey, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, yeah.
hey, I never had a handout. All I had was the jokes and the put downs. Said my brother couldn't do it, he was black, doing Jack Johnson with a dress. And I rapped and they laughed. Little homeschool boy, West Side 39th Street. In the fact, my raps say born hood, I was whack, I was half black. Never had to trap, never had a girl. They didn't want to mess with a weirdo. I spoke proper, got good grades, bookworm image, I was so lame.
Now I won the game in my CD.
How you doing, sir? What's up? Say girls on a hot, but I just put creep. Oh, you guys, think about your dreams and goals, guys. I think you can do anything you set your mind to. Oh, from the street to the stage today. Hey, my name's AY, guys. I'm glad to be with you. Yeah, and so I say,
Hey, come on.
Oh, life's about moments, guys. Let's have one. Let's come together, guys, right now as a family. Let's have a moment. There's a lot of cameras here. There's a lot of people here. Let's try something. Hey. Yeah.
Hey, now everybody put one hand up.
Put one hand up, everybody. Arts Kansas City 20th anniversary. Oh, my. We here, guys. You guys ready?
It's the anthem cause they said we couldn't.
That's why we creep.
Yeah, but no problems, city road. I'm floating on an ocean as I.
Well done for Kansas City, for the world, as a family. Hey, so I say,
yeah, come on, dream with me. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, feel it in your mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, AY. Joan, you just had to follow the video. I've got to follow that. So, hello everyone. My name is Canon Kozad, and I'm honored to serve as the board chair of ArtsKC. I'd like to personally thank everyone for your participation in and support of this fabulous event, and trust that you're having a good time. Oh, there, the world's largest headshot right there. That's helpful. I understand firsthand both the responsibility and honor that it is to lead a board made up of committed community leaders. And thus it's my distinct pleasure to present the Virtuoso Award to a woman who really needs no introduction, Shirley Bush-Hellsberg. That actually follows Shirley around everywhere she goes, in fact. Shirley was ArtsKC's first board chair, and she serves as our honorary board chair to this day. She either leads or serves on more than a dozen boards in our city and has received numerous awards for both her leadership and her philanthropy. Shirley certainly sets the model to which all the rest of us in this room aspire. To sum up, she's a powerhouse, which is an understatement, really. Let's take a few moments to learn a bit more about Shirley.
Shirley Bush-Hellsberg wraps her arms around something and makes it happen. In 1999, that something was becoming the founding board chair of ArtsKC. In those early days, Shirley brought local arts organizations together to understand why a regional arts council was vital for promoting and investing in our arts community. Thanks to her talent for leadership, the cultural gems of our city, including the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, the Kaufman Center for the Performing Arts, and the Kansas City Symphony, shine even more brightly. Shirley is past president of the Heart of America Shakespeare Festival, emeritus council member and past board member of the Kansas City Ballet, and past board chair of Starlight Theater. She currently serves on many arts and education boards. We recognize Shirley as a powerful visionary who has dedicated her time and treasure to elevating the arts in our city.
Thank you, thank you. I lost Cannon. Thank you, Cannon, for your lovely remarks. Thank you so much. You know, it's been fun thinking back for 20 years, so if I repeat some of the things that you heard from Dana or John, forgive me, but it helps to repeat. As you get a little older, you remember better. So first I want to thank the Arts Council and all for this recognition for this special 20th birthday celebration. I remember when we worked on the task force so diligently, chaired by Jan Kramer, which you've heard before, and there are several of you here in the audience today that also worked on that task force, and the generous funding of the Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation, Julia, and the Community Foundation, and the Lila Wallace Foundation. It was an exciting time, and we did a lot of thought, a lot of information, a lot of gathering. And so here we are today, together. We had many dreams about the importance and relevance of the arts and what it meant to Kansas City and the region. 20 years later, with tremendous growth for the symphony, the lyric, the ballet, and the reality of our wonderful Kaufman Center, the Nelson Atkins has built the world-recognized block building, and I could go on and on, as you have seen others here today. Those early days, there was such protective isolation of the individual performing and visual arts organizations. Today, there is each helping the other to be stronger, building on their success. We can attribute the downtown growth to different individuals, but none of this would have been possible without the vision, the support, the generosity of so many of you in this room today. I'll clap, thank you, thank you. every vibrant community has a vibrant arts and culture. So I give personal thanks to ArtsKC for the leadership in helping and in many cases driving this wonderful renaissance. It is because of each of you in the room, and I know you will continue that work. So my heartfelt thanks and love to all of you. Thank you.
No, thank you, Shirley. We welcome to the stage our next performer, the Living Room Theater, which was founded by Rusty Sneary and Shauna Jernigan. My family has had the personal pleasure of being glittered every Christmas Eve by Rusty when he played Ghost of Christmas Present for the past few years at the KC Rep. These Kansas City actors will entertain you with a medley from the Ballad of Lefty and Crab today, a razor-sharp tale of two down-and-out vaudeville performers.
Ladies and gentlemen, people and other people, girls, cats, beings of all shapes, sizes, and descriptions, welcome to the theater! Prepare to feast your eyes and gluttonize your ear holes on spectacle, wit, emotion, comedy, and music. Every kind of entertainment you can imagine, and 17 kinds you can't. All things amazing, unique, and exotic. Maybe your life is messier than a soup sandwich, and sure as salad, the world ain't looking so sharp. But in here, we're doing the two-step all the way to Happy Town, because time flies, but troubles just kind of meander, and they won't get far while you're not looking. So, sit back on the edge of your seat and prepare to be entertained. Maestro! Sometimes the news ain't tops, or your life is getting rave reviews when suddenly it flops. But there's a place where you can take your troubles off your shoulder. They won't get any bigger, just a couple hours older. So if you feel like feeling fine, grab a ticket, stand in line. We've got an act we know will thrill ya. Let us give you a show. Welcome to the stage, the comedic stylings of Lefty and Crab. Gotta give them a show.
Busybodies scramble around like ants, they work all day. Run themselves into the ground. The clock still ticks away. What a damn catastrophe. Worrying so constantly. There's value in some apathy. So this is what I say. Forget about it. Turn down the lights. You never have to lose if you don't fight. Grab a glass, pour it down. Sink that load you're dragging around. Why swim so hard when you can drown your sorrows for the night? You can't keep on treading water. You can't stop the waves. Seems an awful bother on the way to the grave. Gotta be best to just give it a rest. If you have your doubts, baby, I can attest. Quit trying to make it, you'll have it made. You'll have it made, you'll have it made. Never get your life back, there's nothing to get right.
I think I lost my future in fight.
Every day's a new venue to play.
Why scream at stars they won't obey? We're right here tonight. Forget about it. Got life to live. Lift your
shine. Life's all wrong, but live it well. Might be heaven, might be hell. We are where we find ourselves, and we're a beautiful thing to find. We're thick as thieves, sit in our ways. Send your best goon, we'll send him to the moon. No one gets in our way. We're thick as thieves, through any weather. How will it go? Yeah, who knows? We'll take it on together. Who needs all that worry? Trying to make a grade. Life is more than work, and work is more than getting paid. If we can make a living with what we got to give, we better get to giving so we can really live. We're thick as thieves, set in our ways. Not so bright, but we're gonna fight our way to better days. Thick as thieves, and now we know the time. Let them all talk, but they can take a walk. Go out and give all a show.
Thank you to the living room for that fantastic performance. It's time to introduce our next honoree. We're pleased to honor the Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation with the Pillar Award for its longtime investment in ArtsKC and many of our region's iconic arts organizations. Learn more about the foundation now.
The Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation focuses on enhancing the quality and accessibility of the arts. Founded in 1987 by the late Mrs. Muriel Irene Kaufman, with daughter Julia Irene Kaufman serving as its chairman of the board and CEO today, the foundation makes significant annual investments in many of our iconic arts organizations, including the symphony, opera, and ballet. ArtsKC is also grateful for the significant investments we have received from the foundation over the last 20 years, which have empowered us to fulfill our mission. We recognize the foundation for its critical role in advancing and sustaining our local arts ecosystem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to welcome to the stage Julia Irene Kaufman, accepting the Pillar Award on behalf of the Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation. Julia.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the KC Arts for this wonderful award. I really appreciate it, as does my foundation. But first, I really must tell you the truth about the Kansas City Arts. We really owe Jan Creamer. She is the one that came to me with the idea. She lassoed in the Lila Wallace grant. She got the Community Foundation grant. It was easy to jump on the train. And she started it all, and I really give her credit. Thank you, Jan. I think it's very important for me to, at this time, tell you all to thank the associates of the Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation. Dave Lady, who you've already seen his picture. We also have Sharon Blickensterfer here. She's in our audience. Do you want to stand? Amy Clark, Jana Teefy, Estella Fennell, and Julie Baker. And that's all we have, and we give away $8 to $10 million annually with many grants, and this is my entire workforce. Thank you all. And now I really want to thank the person who made all of this possible, my mother. It is without her, we wouldn't have the Performing Arts Center and all of the generous gifts that we've been able to give to our arts community. So I really feel it's up to Muriel Irene Kaufman that we owe this great gratitude for her generosity to Kansas City. I also would like to congratulate my other honorees, the wonderful Joan Israelite, my dear darling friend Shirley Hellsberg, and of course any others. And also thank you again to the Kansas City arts community and all of you who have so generously given of your time, your effort, your love, and your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. So it's now time to introduce our next honoree, whom we've heard a lot about, Jan Kramer. She is receiving the Advocate Award today. Jan is a nationally recognized community leader. When she served as president of the Greater Kansas City Community Foundation, she significantly grew its assets and its reputation as a national leader in charitable giving. 20 years ago, Jan marshaled her vast philanthropic network and was really the mastermind behind founding ArtsKC, tapping Joan Israelite to be the first CEO. Jan is perhaps too modest to say this, so I will. Thanks to her vision, ArtsKC is thriving as the region's hub of arts and culture. Let's learn more about Jan.
Janice Kramer, one of the great unsung heroes of our community, is a transformative leader. From accelerating the growth of the Greater Kansas City Community Foundation during her presidency to spearheading the founding of ArtsKC, Janice has a gift for mobilizing exceptional leaders. 2 decades ago, she and other community members explored cities recognized as cultural destinations, then turned their best practice insights into a regional arts council. Janice garnered early support for ArtsKC because she understood what's important to donors and how to convey the importance of our mission. Without her, the light on our thriving arts community simply would not shine as brightly. We honor Janice as a true visionary who deserves the spotlight for amplifying the power of the arts.
Well, I want to thank you for those kind words and the kind comments, especially coming from my hero, Julia Kaufman. That means the world to me. Awards like this are nice, but I think the real benefit, it causes you or gives you an opportunity to reflect on all of the people you had the privilege of working with when you were thinking or working about big ideas. And the Arts Council was one of those big ideas that you've heard all of these people were thinking about. And it would not surprise you, while people are being nice to acknowledge some of the leadership I provided, there were many people that got on board, and I could go on and on with all those names. But 3 that I'd like to single out because I think it really represents a theme, and the theme of the Arts Council, of working together. First, it starts at the Community Foundation with our chairman, Rick Green, and Rose Bryant, who's here today, who chaired the Arts Committee of the Community Foundation. As staff of a foundation, you're only as strong as your board and how they support you behind big ideas. And those 2 individuals immediately were able to get the power of the Arts Council. But not trying to do tit for tat, the real person that I think made this all happen was Julia Kaufman. When I went and talked to her about, would you and your foundation consider getting behind the Lila Wallace grant, which eventually led to the Arts Council funding, and this idea of bringing the arts community together to dream bigger, to really, as Shirley talked about, look at the, at times, impossible, she did not hesitate. And if you think about it, Julia, her dad, and her mom have a wonderful expression that they've left this community with, and that is, no problem needs to remain a problem if you're willing to work together. And that's really what this Arts Council has lived up to. and you're living it every day, and look at what has happened to the arts. So I want to thank you for the recognition, but be very clear, there were many, many people working on this, and 3 individuals I would not have been able to, or we would not have it today without them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Calvin Arsenia, an artist who has gained international acclaim for turning the arts world on its head. His breathtaking approach to harp music has allowed this Kansas City native to become a man of the world, gaining fans in Paris, Edinburgh, and Austria.
Stains from your I'm sorry flowers, the love we made, hours and hours, what a big mistake. Hardly now do I ever think of you, but I'll forgive myself, 'cause there was no way of knowing until you showed me that there are worse things than lonely, and I won't hesitate to at least learn something from you. I've got cobblestones and castles and crowds to elbow through, corners, floors, and couches that I could curl up to. Oh, I deserve every hole in my shoe, but when I come back, I won't come back to you. All the friends we made, you can go ahead and keep them. I've got who I need, if for no better reason than that I won't fight you, babe. And there's more where they came from. In that photograph where we managed to smile, the bed we shared, your skin was like fire, but nowadays only a sea breeze is holding me. Poseidon, baby, mountains, moons, and meadows that splash around in endless light. Ferries, trains, and buses rock-a-by me through the night. Oh, I deserve every hole in my shoe, but when I come back, I won't come back to you. come back, when I come back, when I come back, I won't come back to you.
Thank you, Calvin. How cool was that performance? Nate said he's going to start dressing like the bassist with the glasses and the hat. Before we introduce our final two awards, I'd like to quickly remind you that you can take home your table centerpiece with a suggested donation of $100. Your donations directly support ArtsKC programs, and we so appreciate your generosity today. And now let's talk about our next award recipient, Artist Inc., receiving the Collaborator Award today because of the collective efforts behind its creation and the collaborative nature of the program. Paul Tyler, former ArtsKC Grants Director, David Hughes, founder of Charlotte Street Foundation, and Diane Scott from the UMKC Innovation Center created and designed Artist Inc., a professional development program for artists. Together, they launched this shared program 10 years ago in 2009. Because of Artist Inc.'s success in Kansas City, this collaborative powerhouse enlisted the Mid-America Arts Alliance to assume direction of the program in 2017 to expand its reach. Let's look at the screens to learn more about Artist Inc.
Artist Inc. empowers artists with the tools, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed as creative entrepreneurs. The magic behind the program is the framework it gives artists to share their ideas and help one another. These collaborations unlock their potential and ultimately help artists advance their practices. Mid-America Arts Alliance assumed direction of Artist Inc. in 2017, expanding it to 10 Midwestern communities, with hundreds of artists across every discipline benefiting from the program's innovative approach. We believe when artists thrive, communities are more vibrant and creative.
This is the part of self-reflection.
Yes. Where we all kind of
Think about what you've seen so far.
Great. You're up.
My name is Lisa Cordes, and I am the Director of Artist Services for Mid-America Arts Alliance and have been running the Artist Inc. program since 2014. I was also actually a graduate, a fellow of the Artist Inc. program myself a few years before that. I am here today to accept this award on behalf of more than the 1,000 artists who have benefited from Artist Inc. in the past 10 years. Some 350 are Kansas City artists. And now from Omaha to Houston, from Wichita to Little Rock, artists of all disciplines have been transformed by the knowledge, mentoring, and networks the program provides. We have collected a trove of testimonials over the years, like, "This program changed my life, seriously," to, "I learned more in 8 weeks than I did in 4 years of art school," and our favorite, "I love Artist Inc. so much I want to marry it." We are especially proud to receive the Collaborator Award. This program sprang from a remarkable collaboration between arts organizations, higher education, community leaders, national and local philanthropic institutions, and individual artists. Collaborations of this kind can seem weird and scary, and they're a lot of hard work. And it takes deep and passionate commitment from those tasked with that work. I am grateful every day for those people and the toil and the trust that was required to create Artist Inc. I'm also grateful to the vision and leadership of Maria Myers at the UMKC Innovation Center and Todd Stein, CEO, there you are, at Mid-America Arts Alliance, that saw the potential to grow Artist Inc. into a national program. And who, since we moved to Mid-America Arts Alliance, has brought us amazing partnerships with people like the Walton Family Foundation and the Andrew Mellon Foundation to create combination programs that combine professional development and granting to individual artists. Today, I'm also representing the more than 85 artists throughout the region who serve as peer facilitators. There's one behind me. They are the beating heart of Artist Inc. I invited all the Kansas City facilitators today to join us for lunch. Unlike most of us in the room who are getting paid by our employer or organization to be here, most of them had gigs. Their time is money. Artists have worked the gig economy since the 13th century. But I do want to acknowledge the ones who could join us. So behind me is Aaron Grain. We got a bunch down at table 51. Chris Dahlquist. Phil Sykes-Style-Schaefer, table 13. There you go, there you are. And the artists who run Artist Inc. every day, and yes, artists manage the program. Sarah Hearn and David Wayne Reed. At the beginning of Artist Inc., we use an Oscar Wilde quote that goes something like this: when bankers get together, they want to talk about art. When artists get together, they want to talk about money. So today I want to talk a little bit about both. Specifically, all the, in the words of curator Tempest Hazel, non-bill paying, non-essential needs providing, minimal compensations that artists often get offered. The reality sometimes I think is that Artist Inc. teaches business skills to artists in a world where art making is not considered a business. Artist businesses can't get loans. Artists are not allowed to charge a fair market rate for what they produce. There is no Shark Tank or angel investors for artists. In Artist Inc., we don't say, here's how to make money. We say, here's how to make it work against incredibly steep odds. So as an advocate for artists, I do want to take this opportunity to just say today, pay artists. Invest in artists. The ROI is tremendous. For those of you in this room who are curators, administrators, representatives of the organizations and institutions in Kansas City who present and exhibit and produce, pay artists. You wouldn't have jobs without them. And their time is money. And they have to buy their own health insurance. And if you are not paying them, you should consider them sweat equity donors and treat them accordingly. Artist Inc. has helped create a supportive community of artists in Kansas City, along with our friends at ArtsKC and Charlotte Street Foundation. And it is remarkable in this region to have a city with so many service organizations dedicated to artists. But the work is not done. If you want to do more to support artists or learn more about what artists need, I would love to talk to you. We have some ideas. Thank you.
My name is Erin McGrain, and I'm a career performing artist. I completed the Artist Inc. program in 2010 under the tutelage of Diane Scott. It was a time of transition in my life, both personally and professionally, and I was stuck. The program had a profound impact on me. It helped me set goals and achieve them. It helped me move myself forward. Artist Inc. provided me with guidance, tools, encouragement, and a peer network that I simply didn't receive in my formal arts education through the university system. The best practices that I learned served me daily in my professional practice, and as I mentor others. These lessons are deeply ingrained in every aspect of my life. Since 2011, I've had the honor to serve Artist Inc. as a peer facilitator, workshop presenter, and content creator. Artist Inc. is based on peer-to-peer learning. We learn as we teach. We receive as we share. I believe in these principles, and I have seen the long-lasting positive effects of the program ripple through my life and also through our vibrant arts community. 350 artists in Kansas City alone have been through this program. So in closing, I'll say that there is no resource more valuable than our community, and no praise sweeter or more meaningful than that of our peers. Congratulations to Artist Inc. and to ArtsKC, and thank you for all you do for all of us.
Thank you, Aaron and Lisa. I'm pleased to announce our final honoree. I had the privilege to witness firsthand for nearly a decade this individual's dedication to the arts, Mr. Henry Block, our Pioneer Award honoree. How fitting it is that he receives this award, because this legendary man has helped shape the region's business and arts landscape. Among his many accomplishments, he co-founded H&R Block with his late brother Richard. In terms of the arts, we're all so fortunate to enjoy the Block Building, the Block Galleries, both at the Nelson Atkins Museum. Also exemplifying his commitment, Mr. Block played a significant role in developing the Kansas City chapter of the Business Committee for the Arts, one of the first chapters in the nation. Let's take a moment to learn more about Mr. Block.
Consummate business leader, arts visionary, notable philanthropist. Mr. Henry Block is one of our most treasured citizens. We recognize him for a lifetime of philanthropy and for all the ways he has strengthened the connection between businesses and the arts. He worked with local business leaders to establish and grow the original Kansas City chapter of the Business Committee for the Arts in 2002. Mr. Block has said that it's in the best interests of every business, no matter its size, to support the arts. He believes that the arts have the power to unleash new ideas, both in and out of the workplace, foster dialogues, and increase understanding among people. We thank him for believing that an active and supportive relationship between businesses and the arts is vital for a community to be innovative and prosperous.
So, while Mr. Block couldn't be with us here today, we're honored to have David Miles, president of the H&R Block Foundation, accept the Pioneer Award on behalf of Mr. Henry Block.
On behalf of Henry Block, Bob and Barb Block, and the entire Block family, I would like to thank this award on behalf of Henry Block. ArtsKC is recognizing Henry's involvement in connecting businesses to the arts. Unfortunately, Henry couldn't be here with us today, celebrating at 96 and a half. We are celebrating half birthdays now. I'd like to read a quote and expand upon the one you saw in the video. It is in the best interest of every business, no matter its size, to support the arts. Beyond their intrinsic value, the arts add to the economic vitality and the quality of life of our communities. An active and supportive relationship between business and the arts is vitally important for an innovative and prosperous community. So I would also like to congratulate the other award recipients. Your dedication and involvement in the arts continues to make Kansas City a better place to live. Once again, on behalf of Henry and the entire family, thank you to ArtsKC.
Thank you, David. And again, congratulations to Mr. Block. And congratulations to all of today's honorees. It has been so much fun to celebrate them and ArtsKC today. And we hope you'll stick around after the program to do a little celebrating yourself. We have something different this year since it's the 20th anniversary. We're going to be toasting ArtsKC's 20th birthday with some bubbles out in the artist reception area of this magnificent building. And now, I'd ask Cannon, who helped us get those bubbles, to join us on stage again and for an exciting announcement before we close things out with our finale performance.
Captain. Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Richard. But before we wrap, I'd like to say a special thanks to both Nate and Richard for their work as co-chairs this year. I'd like to special thanks actually to Richard's beard, which has graciously served as this year's event mascot. Yeah. And really deserves an award of its. I mean, does your beard have a publicist? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like subscribe to your beard's Instagram page while we were reading. In seriousness, though, it takes an immense amount of talent and commitment to make it look as easy and effortless as these guys have. And on behalf of the entire ArtsKC board, I'd like to extend a thanks to you guys. Also in that same vein, I'd like to extend a massive thanks to the entire ArtsKC staff. Everybody stood earlier, so I'm not going to ask for that again, but if you're a current ArtsKC staff member, if you just raise your hand wherever you are, probably not a lot of folks, not a lot of them sitting because they're scrambling around putting this event on. You know, it takes really an amazing amount of planning and effort and, frankly, talent to pull an event like this off. And wherever Lisa Cordes is sitting, you know, the folks, the ArtsKC staff, our staff, you know, these are folks with art history degrees, with MFAs, with fine arts. These are the folks that, as David Oliver likes to say, put the A in STEM for STEAM. So the arts are vital, and if you want to pull off an event like this, hire an art historian, frankly. So, all right. Anyway, I hope you all feel as inspired as I do today by the performances and honorees. You know, one of the many reasons that I love the arts is that they make our city a cool place to live and work and a cool place to visit. And as everyone in this huge room understands, a vibrant arts scene also helps businesses retain and attract employees. And in this economy, that may be the most key fact of all. Because without a doubt, creative employees have an edge. They possess the critical thinking skills that can help businesses like all of ours innovate and stay competitive. There's no question that the arts are essential to Kansas City's success and to your success as business leaders. And that's why I'm delighted to announce that Marisol James, my neighbor, is declaring October as Regional Arts and Humanities Month. Thank you. We have this lovely proclamation that clearly is suitable for framing, which helps to align Kansas City's Regional Arts and Humanities Month with the national celebration of the arts and humanities. So this fall during October, the entire month, I encourage you to reach out to ArtsKC for additional ways to get involved. ArtsKC is here to serve as the regional hub for the arts, and we're happy to connect you with the artists and arts organizations that we all serve. And now, as Nate mentioned, as we wrap up our time together today, we hope many of you all will have the time to join us for a 20th anniversary toast with bubbles graciously provided by Ginny and Ryan Shira, who are sitting over there, owners of Underdog Wine Company. Ginny and Ryan, I noticed in Nate and Richard's video that in my caption they actually had me working for you guys. So my career is looking up. That's great. I'll take that, but thank you all very, very much for your generosity. But before we toast, I'd like to introduce the final performance, Cardiac, arranged by Robert Castillo and Calvin Arsenia, featuring all of the performers who have graced the stage today. So thank you all very, very much.
I wasn't looking for another whirlwind romance. If I had to choose on this starry night, I'd start all over. I'd do it right. Guilty of innocence. I've got no agenda. I mean no offense. Not just to flatter, but to tell the truth. Let me take a moment to explain to you that the energy that you possess is C-A-R-D-I-A-C, your smile is, I must confess, overwhelming. I'm swimming in your sea of light. Your company is kind of like 97 Fahrenheit. Your wine, do you prefer red or white? First impressions rarely lie. Are you with someone or alone tonight? Tell me a story, take your time. I bet you believe 1,000 lies. Curious as I may be, some kiss tonight for equality. The energy that you possess is C-A-R-D-I-A-C. Your smile is, I must confess, overwhelming. I'm swimming in your sea of light. Company is kind of like minty fresh and cool as ice. Overwhelming. Does this conversation lead maybe a walk in the park with me? Or is it already morning? My heart fails to beat at every glance and touch with me, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. You see, A-R-T-I-A-C, your smile is, I must confess, overwhelming. I'm swimming in your sea of light. Your company is kind of like Woodstock summer '69. Overwhelming. A-R-D-I-A-C, C-A-R-D-I-A-C. Feel my heart attack. Overwhelming. C-A-R-D-I-A-C, C-A-R-D-I-A-C. Feel my heart attack. Feel my heart attack. Overwhelming. C-A-R-D-I-A-C, C-A-R-D-I-A-C. Feel my heart attack. Overwhelming.
Thank you. All these guys. Thank you.